Welcome back, NFL fans. You're locked in for another trip through gridiron history, one forgotten classic at a time. Today, the time machine is dropping us off at Balboa Stadium, January 5th, 1964, for the 1963 AFL Championship game between the 11-3 San Diego Chargers and the 8-6-1 Boston Patriots. It was 57 degrees. The Chargers were favored by 6, and 30,127 were in the stands. The Patriots were coached by Mike Holovac in his third season with Boston. He had amassed a 23-11-3 record since taking over. Boston had finished the regular season tied with the Buffalo Bills at 7-6-1, and then defeated them in a tiebreaker round 26-8. The Chargers, led by Sid Gilman, finished the season one game ahead of the Oakland Raiders at 11-3. Gilman had coached the Chargers for all 4 seasons of their existence, having previously served as the Los Angeles Rams head coach for 5 seasons. He had collected a 65-50-1 record in total. San Diego had Tobin Rote under center, an NFL veteran of 118 games over 10 seasons. He had a 35-58-3 record and a 54.0 rating. Rote had spent the past 3 seasons quarterbacking the Toronto Argonauts in the CFL. Now 35, he earned All-Star honors in his first season back in stateside football, leading the AFL with a 59.4% completion rate, 8.8 yards per attempt, and an 86.7 rating. Rote got the Chargers on the board in the first quarter with a 2-yard sneak. Keith Lincoln doubled San Diego's lead with a 67-yard explosion later in the quarter. After Larry Guerin broke the seal for the Patriots with a 7-yard touchdown run, Paul Lowe broke loose for a 58-yard touchdown to give San Diego a 21-7 first quarter lead. The Chargers and the Patriots traded field goals in the second quarter. Then Don Norton caught a 14-yard touchdown from Rote to give San Diego a 31-10 halftime advantage. Rote then hit Lance Allworth for a 48-yard score in the third. Then he hit Lincoln for a 25-yard touchdown in the fourth. Backup quarterback John Haddle scored on a sneak later in the fourth to set the final score at 51-10. Rote tossed 2 touchdowns on 10-15 passing, gaining 173 yards and finishing with a 145.3 rating. Backup Haddle completed 7 for 11 for 132 yards and a touchdown for a mark of 135.4. The offensive star of the day, without a doubt, was Chargers back Lincoln, who rushed 13 times for 206 yards and a touchdown. He also caught 7 passes for 123 yards and a touchdown. Lowe ran a dozen times for 94 yards, and Allworth caught 4 passes for 77 yards and a score. Bay Perilli completed 14 for 29 for 189 yards and an interception for a 55.1 rating in the Patriots' loss. Gino Cappelletti caught 2 balls for 72 yards, and Art Graham pulled down 2 for 68. 6 Patriots combined to run for 65 yards on 16 carries. Highlights were limited, so you're pretty much stuck with what I found here. This is basically all that exists, a 4-minute clip of the championship game, 1963.
The American Football League Championship game was held in San Diego. It matched the San Diego Chargers against the Boston Patriots, and offensive fireworks were predicted. The Chargers' Tobin Rote called on his great fullback, Keith Lincoln, right off the bat. Lincoln broke through the middle and left the Patriots hanging in his wake. Rote carries it over himself from short yardage for the first touchdown. Chargers ball again. Rote pitches wide to Lincoln, and the versatile fullback is off and running. Boston tries to fight back. Babe Perilli lets go with a long one, and Gino Cappelletti's got it deep in Charger territory. Perilli hands to Larry Guerin, and he rams it in for a Boston touchdown. This time it's Paul Lowe's turn to scamper. Just watch him turn on the juice. This is one of the great runs of the year. Kelly tries to get his club back in the game, but Earl Faison has different ideas. The Chargers are moving once more, and Rote calls on that man Lincoln again. The Patriots are sure this guy can't be human. Boston tries everything to close the gap, but they can't break the long one loose. Rote goes to the air. And yes, it's Lincoln again. Keith is having the greatest day of his life. The Charger fans are ecstatic. Rote sets up his fakes beautifully as he looks to Lincoln, and then tosses to John Norton, who has a clear highway to pay dirt. Lincoln's not finished yet. He takes another pass from Rote and tiptoes down the sideline for another long gainer. The Chargers are really rolling. Rote unlimbers his arm again, and Lance Alworth, a great flanker back, makes a tremendous catch and scampers home. The Chargers can do no wrong. Now it's Johnny Hadel's turn to fire. And on a fine play, he hits Lincoln for still another touchdown. Keith Lincoln is the overwhelming choice as player of the game, and the Chargers crush the Boston Patriots to win their first American Football League championship for their head coach.
1963 was the fourth AFL season, and the two leagues did not meet for the Super Bowl until after the 1966 season. When asked after the game if San Diego could handle an NFL team, Gillian said, quote, "I definitely think it would be a contest. We have some great teams in this league, and they have some great teams in theirs," unquote. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. Until next time, keep the laces out and keep the history alive. I'll see you on the next kickoff. Bye.